I'm sober enough to know what I'm doing, and I'm drunk enough to really enjoy doing it. Oh, look at that. 0.10. Time for a little drinky poo. Cheers, genitals.
Drunk buying guitar gear. Decisions made wisely. Yours truly coming at you. Hey, it's me, Baxter.
And Jonathan.
We have been drinking. Not this week. That's from Natasha next. We still haven't opened it. We're waiting for a special
The right moment
to visit us. We're drinking it.
Right.
Now, this Cavell vodka we do drink, and it's one of our great sponsors. Not really. We just know the guy who has the business card.
unofficial sponsor.
So check it out. We're kind of unofficial sponsors for lots of stuff.
That's true.
And we have made really bad choices drinking this same bottle, I think. That might have been one of the Klon choices one day. I don't remember. But no, we've all done it. Talking about you, Big P. We've all been down that road. You're sitting at home on your computer. You're drinking a bit too much. You know, the porn, the time is over. Now you're onto the gear again. You sort of have the shame. You're sort of going forward. And it's, click buy. And then the next day you wake up.
And you're like, wait a minute, I did something.
Buy that.
Did a thing.
And you did. My dad was just telling me, like, he had this fantasy. Like, he was like, I had this dream that I was just yelling at your mom. I was like, just get the heck out. I'm so upset with you. I'm so sick of you being mean. And then I realized it wasn't a dream. I was like, did you say that, Dad? He's like, I did, but she wasn't in the room. Okay, good job, Dad. So cool.
What?
Isn't that funny? I just love that. I think it was just, maybe it was in the mind. I don't know. That's the joys of drinking in the morning before the golf course.
Like a 5 a.m. drink.
And my dad, like, he's from Yale County, Arkansas. That dude he has a Yingling. He's a couple Yinglings at the turn, and he's doing shots the whole time. Like, this is like 8:30 in the morning. He's drinking. Like, so it's a weird, golf culture is weird. It's strange. It's like functional alcoholics, like, they're still living their fraternity days over and over, or their farm days over and over,
Chasing that little ball.
and like chasing a little ball, or as what Mark Twain says, it's a good walk ruined. Jack,
That's great. I heard that. That's good though.
then you can use that.
Okay.
You just go on a stress. Oh, dirty. I don't care. I just have fun. Anyway, back to drunk buying. So I've definitely sort of done this. You know, I did it. I did it with Sweetwater because it makes it so easy.
Well, yeah, that's the danger now, right? Like you would have had to get drunk and go into a shop or something. Now it's just click. Just think about it.
Like Amazon, like, yeah, I'm gonna take that. Like, you know, sort of like that.
Buy it now with one click.
Biter venom. That's gonna make my muscles bigger and meaner smaller. That sounds great. I need some more spider venom. I can jump. But no, I've had friends that have bought Klon pedals.
Yes.
Vintage guitars. The Klon ones, that's a really funny one because one of my dear friends, he bought a Klon pedal. He bought it for $1,500. Like, this is a few years ago.
A steal.
He's like, I so overpaid. I can't believe I did that. I was so drunk. And he sold it like the next week for the same amount or whatever. And now like guitar pedals. Like,
Should just held on to it for a year or two.
Who would have thought? Craziness. I know people doing that with some of the rare Echo Parks too.
No.
They just buy and hold them. And then some of the rare Fender custom shops, like if you get one of the weird like signature ones, buy and hold. Kind of what the Jimmy Page shops did, the Les Pauls.
I mean, that's smart.
Yeah, you buy and hold. Like those things are like $15,000. They're now like $80,000 or something absurd. Insanity.
So you're saying that your drunk buy could be a great idea?
It could be. Usually it's not.
Great financial. That's
Usually not. Have you done it before?
I was trying to think. I don't know. If anything, I've probably done the opposite.
What do you mean?
Like recklessly, maybe drunkenly sold things.
Oh, that's bad.
You know what I mean? Like,
the sale?
Screw it. I'm just getting rid of it. That's right. I don't use this thing.
Guitar has scurvy. I'm out of here.
And it would probably be in the mindset of buying a new thing, right? But I don't know that I've ever just drunk.
No, I think it'd be a fun game. So I'm going to propose a game to all you cats out there that have friends there, and you don't have to be in the same place. It's even better when you're not. You're all drinking together, and you're encouraging someone to buy something. You're all sort of looking at the same stuff, and as you drink, you're gonna start doing the buys. And it's sort of fun to see who sort of caves in first. It does it as you're like doing shit. You can have like movies on in the background or whatever, like Mystery Science Theater style. I do it with other shop friends that are working when we have these like online dealer events. We're usually drinking.
Yes, no, that's true.
Right?
That's true. Yeah.
We've done that. We've gone to the bar before and done it. Like,
that's true.
You know,
I mean, I think for a couple years in a row, we did it at a brewery.
We'd go to the brewery, we'd order pizza, take it to the brewery, we'd sit there with our computers and
Little flights of beers, you know.
it goes like, 200, 300 guitars. We're like, yeah, bid on it. The more we drink, like,
Because at the beginning, you're like, well, I don't know about this stuff. And then you're like, just bid on everything. Bid on it all, but
and we're like ton of friendly people. You should have a YOLO button where you bid on everything.
we're just one click.
And then you're cool for like that 30 minutes of this auction. You're the cool guy. But you might end up with the electric mandolin from Fender.
for like 10 grand.
12,000. Yeah, something absurd. Like the double neck mandolin with like a bass fuzz pedal in the rear circuit.
That would be awesome.
No, it wouldn't.
I'd play it.
I mean,
I bet we won't have to sell it probably, but someone would buy that.
you're right. Somebody would, but they do all sell eventually. Like every guitar does find a home.
Yes.
There's a home for every guitar out there. That's something you should take. Like, side note. I'm going to diverge for a minute. Like a side note is like when you're out there and you're sort of like trash talking someone's beautiful guitar that you see online, just stop for a minute, because like that's someone's joy, right? And there is a guitar, and like your guitar might be someone's like, ugh,
Yes.
I can't believe you would buy that guitar. So just like think about it before you go and just dog it.
Well, I see it all the time, and we did our video about why you should work at a guitar shop, because you get this good perspective. Like, there are people who think that we like old vintage style, outdated technology that looks beat up. They find that very silly.
Yes,
But they love like pointy guitars with Floyd Roses, and we find that sort of silly.
I mean,
But I understand like why you
soft spot for BC Riches. It's just a thing of mine. I don't know why.
Well, I mean, it's not right. Like I say we find it silly. I think it's super cool. It's just not what.
No, it's just not your aesthetic.
It's not my thing. So
You are
me,
this.
just old me. Darn it.
And
rock it
that. So, but the funny part about that, the flip side is though, when you're drunk, you buy some of these dumb things you definitely shouldn't buy too. Like I've for sure like done this with like Sweetwater. Like I was guitars and like this was years ago. And I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. Screw it, do it. And I was like Anthony Hopkins after the stroke in Legend of the Fall. Screw it.
Now, was it a okay? So I have some questions.
I returned these guitars.
Were you becoming intoxicated and then you're like, let me get on Sweetwater? Or was it stuff that you were like on the fence about and had in the cart?
I was on the fence a little bit. And then I go drinking them. I'm like, let's just do it, man. Why am I sitting here? Because, this was probably like a $1,000 guitar, which was a lot of money to me back then. And it still is a lot of money for me to drop on stuff I don't necessarily need.
Right.
It's not as much as it used to be, unfortunately.
No, it's not.
It's like
You mean like a trip to the grocery store? Cool. It's $1,000.
that's like going to Arby's for 5 people.
I think I picked up a few things. It was $1,000.
$2,500 an egg.
Eggs and milk.
No, guys, don't get me started. I tell my wife all the time, like, why do the kids have to eat so much? Can we not feed them 3 meals a day?
I know. I feel like both of my kids are in growth spurts right now too.
God, Elijah's he's gonna break off to you. It's all right.
It's just so huge.
I'm not. I take him back. That's his.
I just gotta start preparing for football. That's all.
That's all. He can just run and hit
That's my only retirement option at this point.
God, that'd be so
That Elijah plays.
You know what's my retirement plan, or not my free college plan for my kids? Bagpipe scholarships.
Okay.
Because they give out bagpipe scholarships to a lot of school because no one plays bagpipe. So I gotta teach my kids how to play bagpipe. I'm just giving you food for thought.
I mean, so they wouldn't have to be that good.
No, they just be like, okay. And they'll get bagpipe scholarships from it.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah.
No, so I've found that, like, even though some of the drunk purchases I maybe have done, I've returned, some I've really kept and I've found immense pleasure in. It's so much fun. And then there's some, you can't get drunk, blackout drunk. You have to get drunk to the point where you still remember it. You're buzzing pretty hard. Because then there's this weird memory that gets tied into the purchase of it as well. It's all...
Well, we can't say their name, but someone was telling us they did that blackout drunk. The thing showed up and they didn't even remember ordering it.
You remember? I vaguely remember it.
But I can't remember. It was something like a big thing. It was like a guitar.
That was like the longest you ever kept your hand on my knee, too. It was like... I felt uncomfortable at first, then I started to relax, and I was like, okay, this is...
Give into it. It's fine. Just let it be.
Let this sit.
It's like that. It's like that Don Henley song. But anyways, no, I wish I could remember what it was.
Did you hear the comparison when there's a famous, not famous, he's a comedian though, but he was doing the comparison like when they were canceling It's Cold Outside. You remember that was getting canceled a couple years ago for Christmas? And he's like, well, the number one song is WAP. And he was reading the lyrics between the, hey, baby, it's cold outside. He's like, I can't even say the lyrics. I won't do this because I consider this a kid's show in some ways too, because I am a giant child.
as we talked about.
But I find that hilarious.
Still, yes. No.
No, I mean, side note. Sorry. Back to the topic. Do this as a game with your friends. It's really fun. Like as I was saying, I do it with other like shop owners and stuff, and guys that work in shops.
As long as you've paid your bills and are being relatively responsible.
Nah, screw that. It's fun anyway because you don't have to worry about it. You're drinking. It doesn't count. It's not real life. It's like choices you make at the bar.
It's all forgiven. That'd be great.
Honey,
all.
I slept over at someone else's house. I was too drunk to get home. What was his name? Well, it wasn't a him. You know, but I was on the couch. What? So was she. It's a long story. But no, you can make great fun memories doing this, and great really weird things when the silly amps and guitars show up at your door. You know, wife's like, "Hey, why is this Amazon not an Amazon package? Why is this a guitar package? Because I have 35 Amazon packages I expect every day, daily."
That is true. Wait a minute. I had to have it. It has harmonic tremolo.
I'm just putting the black mirror back at your own self-reflections. Significant others that judge us for our bad choices, our fun choices. It's like when Trey Parker and Matt Stone from like South Park went to the Oscars one year in drag on acid. And the only rule they had is like when people ask us why we're wearing dresses, we have to answer, what an amazing night it is. This is such a special night. And so when you watch the interviews of them, like 15 years later, it's hilarious.
When did they do this?
We'll pull it up later. It's one of the greatest Oscars moments ever. I think I just get so much joy. And like they said it was one of the best nights of their lives until about an hour in. Then they realized they're at like a 4-hour award show in dresses coming down off of their LSD trips or acid, whatever. And it's not so much fun at that point. They're like, oh, this is uncomfortable. Oh, I just want to go home. I'm with a bunch of like douchey Hollywood people that are just taking this way too seriously. This award show that's already rigged, that suckers like me still watch. I don't. There's no need to watch it. Last year's was good though. This year's, it was actually good. Because the one with Will Smith hit Chris Rock was a horrible Academy Award. That wasn't before, but that was funny.
Was it horrible?
It was horrible up until that point. I was like, did that just happen?
This is amazing.
Did he just? That must be part of a bit. That's kind of what we were thinking when we saw. I was like, oh no.
You think he's recovered from that? Like, can Will Smith work again?
Yeah, he's recovered, sort of. I think.
They took his Oscars from that year, right?
No, he still got us, and he couldn't go this year or something. I think Chris. I think it's hard for him to recover because Will Smith's a big dude. He's a big man. You get hit by something like that, it's gonna.
They should have like a grudge fight, like an MMA in the octagon. Chris gets a year to train.
I'm gonna say just like Chris said in his comedy special, which I was at in person, which was amazing. Just see, but Dave Chappelle crushed it. He was there too. But he said, people were getting creeped about, why didn't you hit back? He's like, well, because I had parents that raised me. I was like, that's pretty funny. He did his job. He's up there and he did his job. Anyway, so back to your job of drunk buying. Make it happen. Get some friends together. If you can get in person, it's even more funner and funnest.
Funner.
Because you got Cheetos out, you're drinking, you got nuts, you got orange dust all over your keyboard.
Just to clarify, he's saying he's promoting group drinking buying. Group drunk buying.
What else could I have been going toward?
I don't know. I'm making sure. I just wanted to sum it up. Okay. This is what we're saying. Group drunk buying.
Share your horrible and wonderful choices with us. It makes everything so much fun. Like the community below is like it's wonderful when everybody's talking about it. Like we get a good chuckle out of it.
Yeah, I want to hear your best and worst drunk buys.
Like
you live vicariously through all of you.
Yeah, because like we have to be pretty careful about it because we're still married.
At least for now.
I know we're close. We're teetering on the edge.
Yeah,
teetering on that precipice of failure or success, whatever you want to call it. Because I look at failure to launch Matthew McConaughey opus as almost like it's failure for success because he was living a great life before. He was living with his parents. No commitments. Great one night stands until he brought a girl home and realized they were staying at his parents' house. He's like, see you later.
I think my kids have got it pretty good right now thinking about it.
I know. God. Everything's paid for. Breakfast, lunch, and dinners. I know. Forever.
Free toys.
Do it until you're like 35.
I know. God.
That's what you do it. That's the way. Love it. Hey, thanks for joining us once again. If you get the Hinkling, click like and subscribe.
And hit the bell.
The Hinkling. Is that a word?
Sure it is.
Or is it England?
It is now. I think you just combined inkling and hankering.
Just click it. Make it happen. Life is short. Life is good.
Click it hard, click it soft, wherever you need.
Click it hard.
Click it hard.
Peace be with you all. And to all, a good night. Goodbye.
There's the
That was really loud.
sheep.